You know what nobody tells you when you start learning the piano? It's not just about the skills and fingers exercises. It's also about self-doubt, frustration, comparison, feeling that you're not enough, or maybe that you're too old to learn. When I first got serious about the piano, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I made a ton of mistakes, got stuck, burned out, and questioned myself more than I like to admit. So today, I want to save you some of that pain. And in this video, I want to share 14 brutally honest piano lessons I wish someone had told me sooner. And if you'd like to have the PDF version of this video, you can get it down below in the description. Alright, let's get into it. Lesson 1. You know when you start learning piano and suddenly you feel like if you cannot be the best at your instrument, there is no point? That was me. I thought that I had to be the best to make it. I'd see players who were faster, more technical, and I felt like I'd never catch up. But then I started playing real gigs, touring, teaching, and I realized some of the most successful musicians I met, not the bass player, but they were beautiful humans, reliable, creative, and they knew how to show up. So, here's the lesson number 1. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be consistent, musical, and someone people want to work with. Lesson number 2. I used to feel so guilty for not practicing 4, 5, 6 hours a day. I thought that's what pros did. But the truth is, half of the time I was trying to practice that long, I was just zoning out, wasting time. The biggest shift came when I started practicing for just 1 to 3 focused hours, and I got way more done. So here's the thing. Forget about the hustle mindset. 1 solid, intentional hour can beat hours at distracted noodling. So quality over quantity here. Lesson 3. I used to scroll down YouTube or Instagram and get so discouraged. Everyone looked like they were 10 steps ahead of me. Better skills, cooler gear, insane stage presence. It really killed my motivation until I realized that I was playing the wrong game. So here's the real lesson. Practice to beat yourself, not others. Track your progress. Get inspired, not defeated. There's always going to be someone better. And if you only focus on that, you'll always feel frustrated. Lesson 4. I remember opening the books, watching videos, and thinking, wait, I need to learn all of this? I was so overwhelmed. Like, where do I even start? But the truth is, pros don't know everything. They just go deeper on what really matters for their own goal. So the lesson here is, you don't really need to learn it all. Just figure out what's important for the music you want to make and just master that as much as you can. Lesson 5. Ever sat down to practice and 40 minutes later you've done absolutely nothing but scroll down your phone? Yep, that was me too. But you know what? The best sessions? Always the ones where I showed up with a clear practice plan. So you have to know this. Before you even touch the keys, know what you're going to be working on. Make a realistic plan to keep you focused, because if you don't really have a plan, it's going to be difficult for you to see progress. Lesson 6. You know, I don't talk about this often, but there were some times where I lost motivation completely. I used to think, what's the point of all this? And then I remember why I started. I wanted to play songs that moved me. I wanted freedom at the keys. I wanted to create something that felt like me. So here's the lesson. Find your why. And when you feel stuck or lost, go back to it. Whether it's a song or a dream gig or a personal reason, use it to guide you to your goals. Lesson 7. I grew up playing classical piano, reading every single note. I was so scared of anything that didn't come with the sheet music. I didn't learn chord until I was 18. And I really wish I had sooner, because when I did, everything opened up. I could finally jam with my friends, write music, improvise, or just create beautiful arrangements of the song I loved. That's musical freedom. So here's lesson number 7. Learn your chords early. Figuring out how to use the lead sheet completely changed my life, and it can do the same thing for you too. Especially if you come from the classical world, it's a whole new language that unlocks real musical freedom. Lesson 8. Have you ever messed up during a performance or completely freezed? Yeah, me too. So I used to think that I had to play perfectly until I realized real pros mess up too. They just know how to recover from it. So I started practicing messing up and keeping the flow going on purpose. So here's the tip. Don't just practice the song. Try to make mistakes on purpose and see how you can actually recover from it. So the next time it happens on a show, you'll be less stressed and you'll know how you can get out of it. And here's the thing, the audience don't really notice when you play a wrong note, but they're gonna know if you stop the song. Lesson 9. I'm kind of a lone wolf. I usually do my own thing. Back when I started, I watched videos, practiced on my own, and didn't really talk to other musicians. But the moment I started jamming, collaborating, and asking questions, everything changed. I grew so much faster and stayed inspired longer. So lesson 9 is surround yourself with musicians just like you. Play with others, learn from others. Even online, a good community will carry you through the tough moments. Lesson 10. Ever felt like you could play everything perfectly in practice, but the minute you get on a stage, it's like you've never played before? Performance anxiety or stage fright is real. And you can have all the piano skills in the world, but if you cannot manage your stress when you need to perform, you won't be able to play. As someone who personally struggles with anxiety, let me tell you, this lesson is crucial. You have to work on your mindset and stress management. Breathe, prepare in advance, and practice performing so you can build real confidence. Because if your brain checks out, your fingers will too. Lesson 11. Do you ever say, yeah, I'll practice later, and then somehow the whole day disappear? Well, that was me all the time. I really had the best intention, but then I started checking my phone, answering some friends, or make a coffee, and suddenly it was like 10 p.m. and I didn't play a single note. Then I started blocking time in my calendar like I would for a meeting, and weirdly, I actually started showing up every time. So lesson number 11 is simple. Reserve time for your practice. Put it in your calendar, set a reminder, treat it like it matters. Because if it's not scheduled, it probably won't happen. Lesson 12. When I started, I was constantly picking songs that were way too hard for me. I thought that if I could just push through it and learn them, maybe I'd level up faster. But what actually happened, I'd get frustrated, stuck, and I felt like I wasn't making any progress at all. I wasn't building confidence, I was just burning out. Then I started picking songs that were still challenging, but within reach. And that's when things clicked, because I was learning, improving, and actually finishing those songs. So lesson number 12 is find the right level of challenge. If it's too hard, you're gonna get discouraged. But if it's too easy, you won't grow. So the sweet spot is just right in the middle, so you can actually learn something. I used to think that playing hands separately was something that only beginners did. At some point, I figured that I'm way past that. I should be able to play both hands now. But then I'd hit a hard section and I just couldn't play it. So I wonder why it felt so hard. And guess what? It's because I just skipped the basics. So lesson number 13 is practicing hands separately is still a thing. It's not a beginner move, it's a pro move when used intentionally. So if your brain is overwhelmed, break it down. Left hand, right hand, and then together. It works, it always has. Lesson 14. You know those days where you really don't feel like practicing? I used to think that something was wrong with me, like maybe I wasn't meant to do this if I wasn't constantly inspired. But then I realized pros don't rely on motivation. They show up whether they feel like it or not. And that's the main difference. So the last lesson of this video is motivation does not exist. You have to build discipline. Stop waiting for the perfect mood or the flow of inspiration. Make practice a habit. Show up even if it's hard. That's how you actually gonna get good. Alright, that's it. 14 brutally honest piano lessons that took me years to figure out. If you're learning piano right now, I hope this helped you skip a few painful lessons. So please let me know in the comment which one hit the hardest for you. And if you want no BS piano advice, you know what to do, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright? Bye for now.